This is Dabu7. Some big updates here to a lot of different things. I want to start off here with DEFCON 3, condition yellow. As some say that all this in the whole system's not official, but it is the one system that people use to keep track of what's really going on when the military is not going to come out and tell you specifically what is going down. You have former military, Navy pilots, things of that nature that are involved in all this, that are keeping up to speed with what's happening. And sometime late last night, the alert status went out saying that the condition code is now yellow, or a DEFCON 3. Now, in the DEFCON system, 5 is the lowest, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. 1 meaning nuclear war is imminent, right around the corner. To give you an idea of where we sit, after 9/11, we only raised to DEFCON 4. Now we are at DEFCON 3, and this is amidst all this chatter of military movement, and I'll show you here. They've been tracking right over here at DEFCON warning system. You'll see that they have been tracking flights that have been leaving Russia and other places, these doomsday planes, taking off. And it's not just them. 2 RUAF VIP special flights departed from Moscow. And then there's military movement in the Black Sea. You can see flights from Florida. A lot of activity at different bases out here across the country. And they just have a whole lot of different updates here they're keeping up to date with these flights and what could possibly be going on here. And a lot of this is pointing to relations between Russia and the United States at this point. They have new information here. I mean, they're just loaded with info here as far as the flights and everything else. But what this might have everything to do with is the United States entering the Black Sea and fitting one of their destroyers with a new missile system that can probably hit Moscow. Moscow's been ticked off about it. Now we have 2 destroyers in this area. And all of a sudden, we're seeing elevated alerts. We're seeing these doomsday aircraft from Moscow taking off and deploying, and just a lot of weird stuff happening. I'll also state that people that have been buying silver through certain places for years have now been waiting for weeks for their shipment. Just wanted to throw that out there to go along with it. Now, there has been talk about FEMA activating their civilian corps, and I talked about this in other videos. And for those that missed it, right now, going down in Tennessee is one of the largest drills they've ever had in their history. I did another video on it before this. It involves more than 50 different units, and it's preparing for the new Madrid fault to pop. That's going down right now up into this Thursday. Now, this is an update to the Port Orchard military movement that was seen in Washington through the neighborhoods. The same person caught this, and I'm glad she did. QLLEX gives the whole thing away. And for those of you that saw the footage and that was listening in on Real Talk, there was another guy that caught footage of tankers coming through, one after another, after another, after another. And now it makes sense, because once we seen this, we knew what was going on. But it's in a new neck of the woods, so to speak. They are based out of Virginia, this QLEX operation, this military operation, and what they do is, in a wartime situation, they deliver fuel and water to the fighters. This is why we saw tanker after tanker after tanker heading through this area, but what did not make any sense is that it was passing to and through these neighborhoods that were nowhere near military bases, and the people had never seen this type of activity before. But now we know that these units weren't just moving stuff across the country on train or a little small this or that. This is a big time operation when you're moving dozens beyond dozens of these tankers from their home base, which they say is in Virginia, all the way to the Pacific Northwest for this. This comes on the heels of the big earthquake drill they just had up there. And I'm starting to wonder if they're just using the guise of earthquake preparedness as an excuse to have military all over the place, because at this point they do. And even though that Cascadia Rising is over, as you can see here, there is a massive military presence up there in the Pacific Northwest just solely with this. And like I said, in Tennessee, over 50 units going to participate in the new Madrid situation. And for those that missed it as well, there has been a RADCON-5 alert sent out for Toledo, Ohio. The radiation level there rising to that emergency level. And here is a look at the other cities that are sitting at RADCON-4. Now, this all coming on the heels of all these events we've seen with a raised terror alert. And there has been mention now of 3 cities in the target. You should already know that this isn't the boogeyman, that these are operatives of these alphabet gangs that are pulling this off. New York, Orlando, Washington mentioned as being in the crosshairs. And like I said before, we are at an alert status level. And I just want to remind everybody that after 9/11, we only hit level 4. Now we're at 3. There's not a lot of info being exchanged here as to exactly what is happening. As you can see here, continuing to gather information. Most of what occurred last night is still ongoing. And I'll continue to update with more info as this stuff unfolds. Links in the description box. Let it be known. Elevated status here on DEFCON. Elevated status in Toledo on the RADCON. We have big military operations going down Pacific Northwest and the new Madrid fault line. You guys see anything out there? Want to try to get anything out? Let me know. Till next time, this has been Dabu7.